Brian in the picture.
That's right.
Good evening, and there we go. Perfect.
Did you start already?
Yeah, I did it because it's 7 o'clock.
All right.
We start on time.
That's right.
Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Education meeting at the Rhode Island Olivia Lake Lillian Independent School District number 2534 on Monday, December 20th, 2021 at 7 p.m. exactly. And we're just getting a few more chairs put in for the people who are live here. And as soon as Mr. Menton comes back, we're going to stand and remove our headgear and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Move the flag. It's now up in the air.
Okay, there it is. Sorry. I'm a little confused there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we'll follow that with our mission statement. And the mission statement of the Bold School District is to provide all learners in the Bold community an education designed to develop the creativity, character, and confidence and skills essential to flourish in a changing global society. All right, so with that in mind, I called the meeting to order at 7, and we'll begin with the approval of our agenda.
So moved, Bookdill.
Motion's made by Bookdill,
Second.
seconded by Bowen. Any questions or discussion? Hearing nothing, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Recognition of the visitors to the board meeting. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Our agenda doesn't seem overly complicated or time consuming, so we should be out of here in good time. But I mean, hopefully informing as we go here. So we'll begin with a public forum. And this is the time of our agenda where we encourage anyone who would like to speak to come up and speak. We'll have you go to the microphone.
Yes, we have
Correct.
a microphone now.
We have a new
wow.
system here. We have a microphone. As we're going here, we're getting more and more technologically savvy. And each person gets up to 2 minutes of time. And we only allow for about 10 minutes of this time. So anybody who would like to speak, now is the time. Would anybody like to speak? Oh, all right. Mr. O'Neill.
John O'Neill, just listening to the Truth and Taxation meeting tonight. You showed revenues are going to drop $599,458. Expenditures are going up on your budget to by $528,642, which gives you a grand total deficit of $1,128,100. I hope I'm reading something wrong here. That scares me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, seeing no one else, we'll move on to consent items. So consent items, we are approving this month the bills for payment and the minutes from the November 22nd, 2021 regular meeting.
So moved.
Motion is made by Bowen. I will second that. Any discussion or questions on any of the bills for payment or the minutes?
Well, I better bring up what we were just talking about. I had a question for Lindsay here on the Bold Football Banquet Committee. There's a check for $1,200 here, 6 football games at $200. And from what I understand is when the parents paint the field, the football team or the football boosters get paid. Is that correct? Is that what you explained, Lindsay? Is that how you explained it?
Lindsay, is that accurate?
Yes, I believe that is for the stripping of the football field.
Okay, so then my question was, if we pay the football parents to do that, are we paying all these other sports when they do things for the school? Like I know last weekend we had dance and the parents all cleaned the place, set up the place and everything. Did they get paid for that? Does a dance team boosters get paid for that too then?
Do they submit a request?
Well, do they know they can? I don't know.
I don't,
I don't
know, and just being as a former dance parent, I do remember dance being a little bit different as that is their fundraiser. Because I remember when being a dance parent, we kind of made the decision as parents as a group, do we want to hire the janitors? That all came out of, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, I'm not 100% here, but that's how I remember it, is that that's what they use for uniforms. Now I know that we saw uniforms in here this month. I think are probably on a rotation, but they
Mhm.
get uniforms a lot more often than other sports teams do. So I remember it being almost its own animal, like dance. It was almost like it wasn't really similar to other sporting events. It's a fundraiser, and they keep all the proceeds from it goes towards uniforms or.
So
That's how I
Saturday's a
remember it.
fundraiser. It's not a typical.
It's a competition though.
It's
too.
a competition. Yeah, it's a
But everything that
competition.
happens there
But their
is,
concessions is theirs.
Yeah.
isn't
The
it?
concessions is theirs, the
Selling the
gate money
flowers
is
and-
theirs, I believe. I mean, Karen could probably answer
Yeah.
more questions. Since I just feel
It'd be a
like
good
it was
question to
just
ask.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something that we should look into.
Right, because I mean, if we're doing it for one, we need to do it for all sports, not just that one. I think that would make it fair across the board. But
I
if
mean,
that is,
field
there's a
striping
certain,
is different than having janitors. I mean, I would assume after a basketball game, the janitors would sweep or, I'm guessing.
yeah, I do.
Yep.
So,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
know.
The field stripe-
something,
I don't know.
something to check.
I think the
Yeah.
other side of it would be to
Mhm.
check into what it
Yeah.
would cost to have your field striped 6 times. What you would pay to have your field done 6 times.
Sure.
And who would do that? Yeah.
Well,
Maybe that was
I know-
agreement from the start too.
What's
Maybe
that?
Right.
Maybe that was agreement from the
Yeah.
start too, that the parents will volunteer to do this as a committee if
Mhm.
the school would reimburse at the
Yeah.
time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
something.
I think back when we did it, we just did it. I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
remember any
I-
money
I
coming
remember
back.
when
It was
I
to the
did it,
parents,
we
though.
the money went maybe towards the banquet or something, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody got paid for it.
Yeah.
We didn't get paid,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there
It
was
went
payment
towards
made. It
the,
went towards
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's great, whatever. I just want to make sure it's fair for everybody. I just,
Yep.
Yeah.
for all
Alright.
sports, I guess.
any other questions on the consent items? All right, hearing nothing else, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Personnel, number 1, approve Jessica Martinez as a special education paraprofessional effective December 7th of 2021.
So moved, Benson.
Motion is made by Benson,
I'll second.
seconded by Bookdill. Any questions or discussion? Hearing nothing, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 2, approve Caitlin Sale as a 1.0 FTE art teacher effective January 3rd of 2022.
So moved, Benson.
Motion is made by Benson,
Second.
seconded by Bowen. Any discussion or questions?
I met her today. She seems like a great person. Going to hopefully do a great job. We're very excited to
Have it filled or?
have this
Yeah.
position filled. It's getting hard to find any positions. I know how stressful this has been on the teachers. They've been prepping, doing lessons for this, and it's been far above and beyond what they had signed up for. So they're excited not to have to do that anymore. But they also really got into it, so it was kind of fun to see, a social studies teacher getting excited about an art class. So that was cool.
All
I'd
right.
like to say thank you to her for coming in the middle of the year
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and taking over and just,
And
That's-
thank you to everybody that's been. covering
yeah, and
this
everybody that's been
position.
helping
Yeah.
take care of that position.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, anything else? Hearing nothing else, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 3, approve Corey Jennison as a 1.0 FTE kindergarten teacher effective January 3rd of 2022.
So moved, Bookdill.
Motion is made by Bookdill. I will second that. Any questions or discussion? I know that I work with her mom, and I know that her mom has said that she's super excited to have this opportunity. So it's good to have somebody coming in pretty excited. So
I would like to thank her too.
yes,
for
yes.
Popping in the middle of the year and helping us out.
So any other questions or discussion? Hearing nothing else, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Number 4, approve the resignation of Tara Rodmeyer, custodian, effective December 23rd of 2021.
So move Sheehan.
Motion is made by Sheehan,
Second Benson.
seconded by Benson. Any questions or discussion?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you to Tara.
Yes.
How long did you work here?
Well, let's see here.
Wow.
Since 2015.
Oh, there you go. All right. So thanks to her. And anything else? Hearing nothing else, we will vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to reports. We'll start with our superintendent's report.
All right. Say, Joy, could you hit the lights? With my new eyes, it's a little dim. I'll start off with real quick on our situation from last week. The crisis response team did a good job. I want to thank them for coming together on Sunday night and helping plan Monday and the rest of the week. I've got a list of people and groups that I would really like to thank who gave us their time and their expertise. Most of these are social workers, counselors, and clergy. So we have Michelle Mortensen, Michelle Melberg, Lori Jensen-Hagert, Henry Myers, Kristen Lalou, Shelley Butcher from Lakeview. Let's see, Augie Meyer, Lori Kendall, Jolene Marconcini, Jennifer Nelson, Becky Fordyce, Jenny Shea, Matt Hausken, Sarah Hausken, Dan Cronquist, Mia Kubesh, Stacy Leonard, Michelle Peppel, Father Joe, Father George, let's see, Grace Lutheran Church, Aaron Hoffman, and then it was really neat to see McRae and ACGC. They had some stuff that their students and staff had put together for us, and it was very much appreciated. So thank you to those, and I'm sure there's people on that deserve to be on that list that we've missed. But part of this crisis response team, it was put together after the Lakeview bus crash. I'm not sure what year that was. It was around 2010 or so. And before that, they didn't have this, and we were able to make a call. I called Tom Cruise on Sunday evening, and in a flash, this group got together, put an amazing program together. They worked with our staff before school started on Monday, so that they could deal with this before having to work with the kids on it. So every little bit helps. So it was a terrible situation, but these people really helped make it through. So once again, thank you to them. Let's see, I enclosed my professional goals. We talked about that you sent out an email. I'm sorry if I put you on the spot there. But if I put them in there, I think if you want to get together and talk about how you want to do an evaluation, now's the time. Do you want to talk anything about that right now?
Yeah, I want to apologize for dropping the ball on getting this done. Again, shouldn't do anything extra in December. But that aside, we had talked about, these are not only your goals, these are our goals too. So I guess my vision would be to, this was kind of like the halfway point. So I would say, let's take till the January meeting. I'll just create a really simple form for both sides for, looking at how Jim is doing, and we can look at how we are doing. And I want you to do the same to us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it can be
Yeah.
a really good way to, to figure out how we're working as well. Because I
Sure,
know
we
we
can do
had
that.
we had said that these were our goals too.
I want to just add, I definitely want to know personally, my
Right,
personal
yes,
feedback on it.
yeah.
So I don't want that confused. but
Right.
yeah.
So I was gonna put together a simple form, like one for you and one for us.
Okay.
And then just do this in closed session after the January meeting. So
Sounds good.
that's what I was thinking. Gives us more time. I will get this, as soon as Christmas is over, I will get this simple form created and sent out to you so you have time. But these are what we're working on. So with. And so Todd, I know you're new, so you'll just do whatever, however much of it or as little of it is what you want.
Sure.
You feel comfortable with. But I mean, it'd be great for you to be there to
Yep.
be part of the discussion, of course. So is that acceptable to everybody? I know Tracy won't be able to be here, but she will submit her
Okay.
evaluation. So yeah.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Let's see, we've got a couple things before I forget. District office is going to be closed. This is not on the agenda, but it'll be closed December 23rd through December 31st. It'll reopen that Monday, but if you're looking for anyone here, you can certainly call or email me. I'll still be coming in most of those days, but the office itself is not going to be open. Let's see, I've got the MSBA's Leadership Conference. We're all signed up January 13th and 14th. Sandy's getting awarded a training award. Is that what it's called?
Over 100 hours.
Over 100 hours of training. I think that's awesome. I'm gonna, yeah. There you go. So that's at a luncheon. So I'm gonna make sure we all get signed up for that luncheon to be there for you. So.
Can I ask a quick question on that conference?
Yeah.
Okay. Phase 1 and phase 2. Now, the new members are required to take phase 1 and phase 2. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How long do I need or have before I need?
Honestly, if you can't take them right now,
I can't.
just find
Okay.
them. Find them.
All right.
We'll find them down the line.
Okay.
For you.
Because I looked into it and phase 1 is being offered. I could do it online, but I wasn't able to do it that weekend online. And phase 1 is offered the Tuesday before the conference. So, and phase 2 would be the Wednesday before the
Yeah.
conference. So that would require me to be down there
Yeah.
Tuesday through Friday, which
And just-
I'm not able to do that either.
So my whole thought on that too. Phase 1 is phase 2 is super important too, but
Yeah.
phase 1 is very important.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
phase 2, you should almost be a year in before you. I feel like because
Okay.
It's kind of overwhelming.
it is, and it's all in school finance, and like at this point, it's not going to make. Okay, I'm speaking for me. It didn't make as much sense to me when I took it because I took it like right when I started because it was like we're going to do phase 1, then we're going to do phase 2 the next day. Like the next day about 1:00, I'm like,
I don't get it.
exactly.
All right.
I know other schools
And I
have
did the
done
same
that.
thing. It's like,
So I would
oh,
take more time and do phase 2 later.
You
It's
did
hard
this- yeah.
to get it all at once because you don't really have
Yeah.
a clue until you get in, like you
Yeah,
said.
but phase 1
almost a year.
is super informative and important. So as soon as
Yeah,
we
you
get
really want.
you to take that would be great. But I mean,
Okay.
that's
All right.
understandable.
Okay.
You're just getting thrown into this thing.
Yeah.
So
I
All right,
wonder,
so I have some time.
We
Okay.
did.
I
We
wonder
will
if I
not-
have any
we will not
notes back
shun
from
you.
phase
All right.
1 even.
we will not judge.
No.
I'll have to look and see if I have any notes or anything back from phase 1 too, but.
I just feel like
It's-
phase 2 should be taken like a year, like when you've been on the board for a
A
year.
lot of boards do that.
Yeah, I just think that's a way smarter.
I
gonna
actually
get
thought
more out
that's
of
the
it.
way it was supposed to go until you just asked that question right there. So
You're gonna get way more out of it if you wait.
yeah.
But they do have timelines that they want you to follow
Yeah, I
and
know,
get
but-
through those, so
And then
kind of
there's
want to follow the
there's
rules too.
timelines, and then there's realistic life too. So I mean, I think-
But,
All right.
yeah,
So we've got the board organization meeting on Monday, January 3rd, at 7:00 right here, right on this channel. So we'll be here. Not on the agenda, but I did want to have Denny Spielman just kind of every year at this time of year, we turn on the boiler, and every year there's leaks, and it's a problem every year. And this has been getting. We've got how old is the system? It's about 50 years, right, Denny? 40 to 50 years old. This is what he's working with.
we're gonna have you come on
Come
camera.
on up here, yeah.
Yeah.
You're very photogenic.
It's just that some of the piping that we're running into, we noticed, the return water wasn't coming back from the boiler the way it should. This was in one of the tunnels. When we went down into there, you can see the holes right through it. The threads break off. What happens is a lot of them are thread-based leaks. So it's just wear and tear and stuff like that. We're getting a few more of them every year. So, but Jim will make recommendations.
Just so we can see, it's concerning. I know you said when you told Dale it had about 5 years. And that was 3 years ago. So
Yeah. It's constant. We find them.
and that's just an estimation. I'm not trying to terrify anyone, but
We crawl through the tunnels every year since I've been here, and we look for leaks because when you're adding fresh water to the steam, you're going through more chemical and you're going through more money. So we try to limit that as much as we can. So,
I think nothing has been replaced.
pardon?
Nothing has been replaced. No upgrades,
No, not on.
no scheduled
not on that.
updates, or replacement schedule or anything.
We ran into a lot of it here a couple of years ago, kind of on the older end, but now it's kind of starting to creep a little bit forward on this end. So, Chapel Central is who we call it, basically come out. They got a plumbing guy that he crawls down into tunnels and
So fix as it breaks.
threads it. Yeah. So some of the valve piping is starting to go now. It's starting to get weak. We're using epoxy basically until they can get out here and fix it. Yeah. So,
all right. Any other questions for Denny?
So all I'm thinking is, along with the roofs and everything, maybe we need to look at doing more than just fix as we go.
Well, that's why I asked him to come here.
Yeah.
It's
this last tunnel, I got
Something.
to replace them. I think it's right at about 45 feet. I mean, it's going to be a little more expensive than it was the year before, but you can't.
well, Denny, excuse me, but one of the issues is that these pipes are getting so brittle that
If you look at the one pipe that's kind of oblong, egg shaped, that happens when he goes take it apart. When he goes to break the pipe apart, the pipe is getting thin walled, they call it. So it crushes, well, then he's got to go back a little bit further. So
I do have another question. I was driving by Bird Island School the other day, and there's windows open in the top. Why do we have windows open?
we shut them windows and those windows open.
Automatically?
There's a ghost over there. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's one on the east side and one on the west side that's open.
Tim and I have been shutting the windows and then all of a sudden the windows open up and we drive by again, the windows are on, the lights are on. If you can answer that'd be
look,
great.
we still have video cameras over there, so let us know. We can, so
Yeah.
we can take a look.
Yeah, because I thought, why are we heating the outside?
Yeah. We have the same thing.
But they're both of them are on the very top floor.
It's
One
almost
on
like
that
somebody's
side
trying
and
to
one
get
on this side.
A wind going through there or something, but in the wintertime, you're not. In the summertime, I can kind of see it, but in the wintertime, you're not, it's not helping at all.
Is there a way to just like nail them shut or something? So we
We
can-
have screwed a couple of them shut already.
Yeah.
Just go to the next one.
Hmm.
We're working on that. I've made a couple contacts, so.
Okay.
I'll look into that too. That's not okay. Thank you, Denny. It was the best plumbing report we've seen in a long time. All right, that's all I have. Any questions for me?
All right, we'll move on to the K-12 principals report with Mr. Benson.
I want to echo Mr. Menton with the crisis team. 2 weeks ago was not a joyous week. It was a tough one to manage. But the crisis team got together and made it a lot easier for us. Still not an easy week, but it made it a lot easier for us. It was nice that everybody was reaching out and seeing how everybody was doing. So that was a positive out of the whole ordeal. Started working with 712 students about a month ago now, after the first quarter ended, to start talking with students that had 2 or more Fs with 712. Started working with about 20 of them, just weekly check-ins to make sure they're getting assignments turned in and whatnot. We're down to about 15, so that's progress in the right direction. I want to continue that. Obviously, I didn't get it done 2 weeks ago. I got it done last week, so it's an ebb and flow there. I want to continue to do that. We are going to start an after-school program, grades 5 through 12, with our ESSER money. It's going to be homework help, along with we're going to have 1 or 2 days a month. We're going to reach out to the community and have a community day or like a STEM activity, where the students that are there can do some hands-on activities. I think that's a positive thing. Reason we're starting 512, a little bit more homework help with that. We're hopefully starting that January 10th, which is a week after we come back from break. We will do Monday through Thursday, 3 to 5. Right now, we're going to be offering a snack and transportation to Lake Lillian, Bird Island, and if there's some spots farther away in Olivia. Not drop-offs, but just spots that we can get to. Social media. Social media is driving the educational system nuts this year. It's a struggle right now. It's something that it can be positive, but it can also be really negative. You could say whatever the heck you want on social media and you don't have to talk to anybody. I know my kids come to me quite a bit with social media crap. Sorry if I call it crap, but that's what I think it is. I don't let my youngest have it. He's not ready for it. I'm begging parents right now, please check with your kids on what's going on. Friday was not fun with the social media crap of threatening a school. Earlier in the year, we had vandalize a bathroom, or called licks. It came from this TikTok site. I don't know how we're going to get rid of this, but this is something that we're going to have to continue to talk about and continue to monitor as a whole society. It's not just us. I went to the principal meeting on Wednesday of last week. Everybody was talking about it. So that made me feel a little bit better, but not a lot better, because I don't have a fix for it. That's why I'm going to plead to the parents: check in with your kids, see what's going on. Snapchat comes and goes, but make sure you're monitoring what's going on. It's kind of what I have.
Both of those, the licks and the school thing, didn't that originated on TikTok? So
yep.
TikTok seems to be, not that the others can't be harmful, but that seems to be the
Correct.
real big instigator right now.
Yeah.
So.
Any questions for me?
Thanks for your hiring.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, that was-
And all
those were
the rest
nice.
of your work.
Those were nice.
I just got a quick question here. It looks like our numbers went down a little bit from November to December. We lost about 10 students.
We've continued to lose some of our migrant families.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. That would be, we're probably right where we're going to be at now with that.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our activities report with Mr. Flynn. If he's got anything to add, or if anybody has any questions.
I just wanted to update. I did get some numbers. And Mr. Menton, I need to visit with you about this, but we didn't touch base today. The state of Minnesota approved the installation of a basketball shot clock. They won't be required next year, but they will be the following year. So the 23-24 winter. I met with a rep from Daktronics today over in Bird Island. The Bird Island gym, he said, should be at most 5,000 to 6,000. And the one over here, the Score Vision ones, it sounds like are more expensive. I haven't met with anybody from the company yet, but I heard Granite Falls, who has a very similar setup, their quote that he sent me, the AD from Granite Falls sent to me that they got from Score Vision was 12,800. So we're kind of at the mercy of having to do this at this point. So it's more a question of if we want to try to budget it for this coming year or getting it in early the following year. Obviously, having them in a little sooner would be advantageous for our basketball programs because they can learn to use them a little bit. We can learn to operate them and they can practice with them. But it's not a requirement at this point. Another thing to add, it's a lot of board meetings. We thank volunteers and talk about how we appreciate all the time people give. Brittany and I are short on some positions for ticket takers and things like that. If there's anybody who can ever help, contact us in the office. And, you know, it's a couple hours on a given night to go sit and take tickets. And if you're a people person, you'll get to see most of town. So if anybody's interested, we're trying to keep the budget low and ask people to volunteer for it. So if anybody's interested, if there's NHS kids that need hours, if there's, you know, people who just want to help out, just reach out to Brittany and she can schedule it. So
Thank you.
any questions for me?
I got one quick question.
Yep.
The last couple games, I've watched both the boys and girls basketball games on the internet. And maybe this is more of a question for the tech department, but the games were like basically unwatchable because it kept buffering all the time. Is this more because of my home computer, you think, internet, or is there issue?
I can usually stream it straight through on my computer. If I try to watch it on my smart TV, then it buffers all the time. So it's usually the device you're.
So it might be something at my house.
Yeah, that's
okay. All right.
I'm not going to guarantee that. I don't know it, well enough, but
don't know either. So
I always find if I sit at my computer, it works a lot better than if I'm on my TV trying to watch it through the app on the TV. So,
okay.
And I know my TV's got a terrible internet connection.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right, moving on to school board committee report. If anyone has anything to report. Facilities.
Yeah. So my facilities people are gone, so I can just kind of give you an update. We went through the companies that had submitted answers to questions. We called back a bunch of them to come, and we're going to ask them to do an analysis of what we have, and so I think they're all coming in to do that at no cost to us. They'll all take a look at this facility, and we had one group actually came in today, and they went over to Bird Island as well to just take a look and then they're going to get back to us with their assessment of what we have. The majority of them are going to come next week, so we look forward to getting those responses back soon. And so we can discuss that as a facilities committee again. Questions on?
How many groups do you have coming in?
Oh, actually 8. We'd gone with 6, and then a couple more groups contacted me, and I thought, if they want to come in and do a free analysis of what we have, well, why not? So.
Am I saying this right, that I'm on the facilities committee too, but I wasn't at the last meeting, but by the sound of things, they almost want to be able to, not necessarily, but possibly have a group evaluate the facilities that doesn't have their hand necessarily in the building of it or the management of it. So they're not setting up for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
These people are just going to come and evaluate it and tell you that side of it. And then you'd have to look and find out somebody who you want to manage the project or what you think the project should be.
Right. Yeah, that's something.
Is that correct?
That I hear. Yes. And it makes sense.
Yep.
I think if we have about 8 companies coming in and all looking at the same thing, if they're all giving more or less the same information, that's probably very good. It probably helps us out quite a bit. I'll be excited to see how this turns out. And so I've asked members of the facility committee if they are interested next week when they're here, they can come in and maybe meet some of these people too. I think I said at the facilities committee meeting that I am pretty confident that any of these groups that submitted proposals to us would be able to do a good job. I think it's going to come down to who we feel we can work with, who's going to listen to us. We had the last time we did this, we ran off with a $63 million proposal, and that's kind of ridiculous for a group our size, a town our size. I think that that's one of the things that we need to find out. Are they not only willing to listen to us, but are they willing to reel us in? Are they willing to say, hey, hold on, this is what your committee or what your community is saying they're interested in. So I think for me, that's going to be a big part of this, because honestly, we have to do something soon. We don't have a lot of time. We've got some major fixes that have to happen, and it would be ridiculous to replace a boiler system and today, and then in 2 weeks have to put a brand new system in, because we've got a different vision of what we want to do. So it's an exciting process. I apologize to all of these groups. I tell them I have no idea what I'm doing. They're like, don't worry, nobody does. So that most of them are really fantastic to work with from that.
So do we have some kind of a vision right now? Because as a board, we haven't really discussed.
That's part of what we want them to come and help us do.
To figure out if we should redo, start over.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I think that the last time we started this a few years ago, I think it was just kind of pushed through, and I think that we're looking for someone now that's going to take a step back and just say, okay, let's talk. Let's find out what people are willing to support.
I think there's more community members in the process.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
I've
just a
tried
board
to do
process.
that. I'm really
So I
trying
think it's
to
good.
keep
Yeah.
everything as transparent as possible.
Right.
I'm trying to get people that are knowledgeable about this stuff. Because no offense, Brian, but I don't know that you've built
I am not
multi-million-dollar facilities. So we need people that have a better idea of what they're doing than just 3 random board members.
Right.
And I, again, don't mean any offense.
No.
These 2 of them aren't here to hear me. So
He called you random.
yeah.
I think that's a good idea, because some of those people are more knowledgeable than any of us.
There's a good
So
group.
I think it's
Want to be part of the
Yeah.
process.
I really am confident that this facilities committee we put together it's solid.
Good.
That's good. I like that you have 8 coming in to do an assessment. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be great.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel bad because we went through this first process with the first 9 groups, and then we sort of changed our process after that. So, but it is what it is. We're learning. None of us have ever done this before, so that's all right. They're totally fine with it. Nobody's complaining, saying you guys got to get your act together. They're all really good about it, and so far everybody's been really good to work with.
Good.
So I have no concerns.
Great.
All right, very good. Thanks for that report, Mr. Menton. All right, moving on to pool board report, which is included in your packet. You guys did not meet, doesn't sound like, but
We met, I don't even know what month it was we met in. Maybe it was November, maybe it was.
okay.
But yeah, I think the most exciting thing that, she's looking at is getting the 5th and 6th graders in there and teaching.
Mm.
some swimming skills to fifth and sixth graders, just as part of their FIED type of a class with Mrs. Yonke.
Yeah.
And then this special event this summer, working with like DNR and things and doing stuff at a lake for safer on the water, so they can understand not only just swimming lessons, but some of the different things that would be important for all the lakes we have around here. But I don't want to steal her thunder, so we'll let her kick that up in the future when she gets it going.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to new business. Number one, adopt the 2021 payable 2022 property tax levy. So it's proposed 21 payable 22 levy by fund. General fund is $1,242,743.73. Community service is $68,648.34. Nothing in debt service for a grand total of $1,311,392.10.
So moved.
Motion is made by Bookdale,
I'll second it.
seconded by Bowen. Any discussion or questions? Hearing nothing, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Number two, approve the 2021-2022 EA seniority list. It's enclosure number 1, A and B.
So moved. Bookdale.
Motion is made by Bookdale. I will second that. Any discussion or questions on any of the list?
I have a quick question. This one here that's crossed out, that's just leave of absence, isn't it? So don't they keep their seniority?
They do keep their seniority.
Okay, so why would they be crossed out?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
They're still on the list. I don't.
Is Lindsay still on there?
Lindsay, do you know that?
That's Lindsay's.
I don't know why they're crossed off.
Yeah. It wasn't when I saw it.
Yeah.
They still have a contract and nothing's changed.
Well, it just doesn't look right. It looks like they got deleted off here at the last minute, and I don't want that to
No,
happen where
no,
this
nobody wants
person
that.
gets deleted and
Well, they
it's
still have
really
a contract,
actually
so-
still here. So
Yep.
we
Yeah, they're
Probably
both of them
better-
are on leave of absence.
Talking about 21 and 24.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know
I did that, so I would remember that they were on leave of absence, but
Okay.
I did not remove them.
So they're still on
They're
the
still
seniority
on
list.
the seniority list
Okay.
because they are kept on there through their leave of absence.
okay.
All right, anything else? Hearing nothing else, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Right.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Number three, approve the 2021-2022 AFSMI, which is the Paraprofessional Food Service Administrative Assistant Seniority List.
So move Benson.
Motion is made by Benson,
Second Sheehan.
seconded by Sheehan. Any discussion or questions on that? Hearing nothing, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. Number four, approve the 2021-2022 AFSMI custodial seniority list.
So move Benson.
Motion is made by Benson,
Second. Bookdale.
seconded by Bookdale. Any questions about that? Hearing nothing, we will vote on that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries. All right, moving on to some policies here. We're going to approve number 5 here. So approve policy number 522, Title IX, Sex Non-Discrimination Policy, Grievance Procedure and Process. which is enclosure number 4 here was probably enclosure number 8 2 months ago. So if you had to go dig through them. Are there any, I will make the motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Hanson, seconded by Bookdale. Any questions at all in this policy before we approve it?
Didn't say action item on here.
Well, that's what it says, though. It's
It's
approved
an enclosure.
policy.
Wouldn't there be action item or action behind it?
On here, it says approved policy. What does it say on
'Cause
that?
each of these,
We're gonna approve it.
each of these, if we approve it, should have action behind it, I would think.
The right action.
That's not a legal thing. That's just.
No, this is approving
Remind
the
the
policy.
board.
It's not
Okay.
it's in a first or second reading. We're approving it.
All right,
So. All right. Any questions on the policy? Hearing nothing, we will vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. So number 6 is approved policy number 616, school district system accountability policy. And it was enclosure number 5. This is the third reading, and we're saving paper here. So it's enclosure number 9 here, but it's on 5 here. So somebody would like to go ahead and make the motion to approve.
I'll make a
this?
motion.
Motion is made by Bowen,
second Benson.
seconded by Benson. Are there any questions or discussion about policy 616, school district system accountability policy? All right, hearing nothing, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 7, approved policy 806, crisis management policy. Again, it's third reading of this policy.
So moved.
Motion is made by Bookdale,
Second Benson.
seconded by Benson. Any questions about the crisis management policy? Hearing nothing, we will vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 8, this is the second reading of policy 760, credit card policy, which is enclosure number 7, and it was new from last month, as I believe there's an update on the back of it. So, which just says that all credit card purchases under program restrictions, it says the school credit card has been assigned a credit limit. And in red, it says all credit card purchases must be pre-approved. In some cases, this may include pre-approval of a certain dollar amount rather than a particular item to be purchased. So that is the update in this policy. Does anybody have any questions on anything else in the policy? All right, with that, we'll move on to the second reading, number 9, the second reading of policy 614, school district testing plan and procedure. So that was a policy from last month. If anybody has any questions about that one, this is the time to bring that up. And both of these will be approved, since they're second readings this month, they'll be approved next month at the third reading. So if you do find yourself with questions on that, you can also bring that up next month, because we'll see it again. So moving on to number 10, upcoming dates, January 3rd, 2022, organizational meeting at 7 p.m. in the district office. And then January 24th, regular meeting at 7 p.m. here in the district office. So that's what we have coming up. And then we'll move on to number 9, adopt a resolution to acknowledge and accept gifts, grants, and bequests. And we've got some here, so we will do this resolution. So anybody who would like to say their name?
Sheehan.
Sheehan, would you like to say?
Absolutely.
All right, Todd.
Out of order.
Yeah. Gonna follow
You need
material now,
you
it's
need a
great.
gavel.
Oh my gosh, you don't want me with a gavel. I'm sorry. Member Sheehan introduced Member Sheehan introduced the following resolution and moved its adoption. You're okay with that? I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
Sorry, Tanya.
I want to make sure. Whereas Roger Heller Estate has generously donated $210 for the Bold FFA program. Whereas the Bold Elementary Mat Club through a Bio Legacy grant has generously donated $1,000 for the Bold Wrestling program. Whereas the Bold Elementary Mat Club has generously donated $2,000 to the Bold Wrestling program. Whereas the Bold Wrestling Boosters have generously donated $1,000 to the Bold Wrestling program. Whereas the Bold Wrestling Boosters have generously donated $6,495 to the Bold Wrestling program, whereas the CHS Foundation has generously donated $500 for the Bold FFA classroom. Therefore, be it resolved by the Bold School Board to gratefully accept these gifts. The motion for the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly seconded by member
Owen.
Bowen. Nicely done. And upon a vote being taken thereon, the following voted in favor thereof. Sandy.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
And I myself, I am an aye. The foregoing resolution was approved this 20th day of December of 2021. And with that, I'm going to make the motion to adjourn. If somebody-
Second.
Motion is made by Hanson, seconded by Bookdahl. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Motion carries at 7:51. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Skull Vikings.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that too.
I don't think I'll quite make it to the girls' game. I think I'd be done.
Did everybody sign regular meeting, Cindy?
What's that?
Yep,
You
got it.
got this?
Yeah.
We are good to go.
Like a perfectly good night.
Have a Merry Christmas.